Look who we got here.
What's up, YouTube?
All right. We got the Trams Am all loaded up. Kentucky Dragway is right there. I used to do test and tune on Fridays. They quit doing it. Sucks. Because we're going to go try to dial that in to 6.0. We'd go to London, but they're doing the Mopar race, so only Dodges. So, where are we going?
Edgewater.
Edgewater. We're going to head to Edgewater and we're going to test this thing. We found another issue with it the other day. It's dropping voltage. Like either the belt's spinning or something, I don't know. But it only drops, with the headlights on, it'll drop to 11.5 volts. But with the headlights off, it only drops to 12.5.
That's actually how we found it.
Yeah. What was we doing, Chris?
He was making some pulls last night. He was like, hey, check it out. Let's go drive it. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Made some pulls, and you get on it, and every light in the car would go real dim. I was like, man, it's dropping voltage.
And that is part of the reason why it's dropping fuel pressure too. But with that regulator, it doesn't drop as bad as that other regulator. The other regulator would drop to 20 to 30. This one, even with the headlights on, it only dropped to what, 40?
Yeah.
40. The headlights.
We made like a 5-second pull. About 5-second pull in third gear, and it was 40.
Yeah.
It made about 7 pounds.
It'll be all right. It's got really big injectors in it, so in that Vortec Rebel, it'll adjust accordingly for us. But we'll see how it does. We'll see what happens then. If it does like we want it to, we're going to try to dial it into 6.0. If we get it to run 6.0, and then we'll go over there, Kentucky Dragway tomorrow, do the 6.0 index. And I'm going to run the 10.0 quarter-mile index in my car. But, oh, you can't see it. I got it way behind the house. I forgot. What do you think about it, baby? You on the YouTube? All right. Give the lady a kiss. And off we go. See y'all at Edgewater. Ooh, here we are. Edgewater Motorsports Park. Ta-da. Do some racing. This is a nice track. I've been here before. All teched in, ready to go. I don't know when they're going to actually start racing, but I think they got 8th mile lanes, 500 Pro Tree. Maybe we'll do the 500 Pro Tree lanes. I don't know where Chris went. All right, filling up the tank. What are we going to do first, Chris?
Got it 4,000 RPM launch, and then wastegate on the launch, and then 1.6 seconds in, it's going to add 2 pounds just to make sure that's working. So it should leave on about 5-6 pounds, and it should make about 8 to 9 pounds down track, and I may hit the scramble. I should add 3 pounds. Just kind of feel it out a little bit and go from there.
Sounds like a plan. Good burnout. I think we got 16 pounds in the rear tires, 35 in the front. Sounds good. 649. Woo, yes. Welcome back, guys. That's 649. Was just 2 pounds on the dome, and that didn't even come on the dome till about 1.6 seconds out. The rest was gate pressure, 4,000 RPM launch. Shift light set at 6,200, but by the time he shifted it, it probably was at 65, 66. But we'll look at the log. But 649, boom, just like that. Chris over taking the hood off the car, ain't a good sign. All right, there we go, guys. 6.49. But Christopher hit the brakes kind of hard at the end, and lost oil pressure and went into limp mode. So we're going to put another cord in it, and hopefully that fixes it. Because I haven't had a oil pressure issue on that thing since I changed that O-ring. I don't know, but he did hit the scramble towards the end. There was 3 pounds on the dome on the scramble. Was you in third gear?
Yeah.
So he was already in third gear. So the scramble adds about 3 pounds of boost, but we're gonna pull it up and we'll take a look at it. Well, there you go, guys. They lost oil pressure again right towards the end of the run. It went into limp mode right there, 30 PSI. I don't know, we're gonna put another cord in it and see if that helps. But the AFR is actually richer than it should have been, but we haven't had it that high boost yet. It went up to 10.9. It says 10.9 right there. Yeah, that ain't too bad. And then manifold pressure. So we started out on the brake right there. It went up to about 5 pounds on the boost. 6
and then
pounds.
I had the 2 pounds right there, right after the 60 foot.
And it added the 2 pounds after the 60. And then boom, he hit the scramble. But we're going to put another cord in it and hopefully, I don't know, I haven't had that issue since I changed that O-ring, but it's back. I don't know. That sun's blinding us, ain't it? On a plus note, though, the fuel pressure stayed at 40 and it went up when it hit the scramble, so that's a good sign. All right, what do we do this time? We change anything, Chris? We added a quart of oil.
Added a quart of oil, and then
It was actually...
I took that 2 pounds that it did have from the 60 foot on and made it 5 pounds. So basically I added the scramble to the whole run. And then I'll probably press the scramble again. And then I put 2 pounds in the 60 foot just to see 2 pounds of boost in the 60 foot.
And oddly enough, after he made the pass, I checked that yesterday, the oil was full, but after he made that pass, I guess where them oil lines are so long, it was reading a quart low. So I put that cord in, it's back to where it was. But like I said, there's probably some, we're gonna just have to run it a quart above. Hopefully that fixes the oil pressure issue. Because if it don't, this next pass might be the last one.
Exactly 16.
16, we got 16 pounds of pressure on the CO7 Hoosiers. They're CO7s, right? Now the front and back match.
So I'm thinking it lifted the front end good and it stayed. The tire, everything was working, so we'll just keep adding power until it doesn't work. And then when it doesn't work, then I'll make a change somewhere else.
Okay, so leave the suspension alone
For now.
I think we needed to tighten it up a little bit because it did, I don't know. We'll see if it wheelies real hard this time. That tire did come up just a little. Hopefully everything went good. Hopefully it held oil pressure. If it did, now we can, if it did, we can turn it up now. But we'll see what happened on the log. Well, he did not hit the scramble that time. 638. The mile per hour and the 60 foot were about the same though.
What's the 60 foot?
148.
Oh, it's 147, so yeah.
And 109 mile per hour on the last one.
Yeah, but it's going into limp mode before I go past.
Yeah, it's losing oil pressure and going into limp mode before he got to the 8th this time. So this would have been
see, look,
a good one.
this is a 638 and this is a 649, so it picked up a 10th, and I did not hit the scramble on this one. So adding that 3 pounds of dome, I mean, it made a 10th difference.
You know, the nice thing though is we was used to having to put a GoPro over there somewhere to look at the gauges. Now we just hook the computer up to it and we can see everything that's going on. Shoot, honestly, oh yeah, you probably would have noticed because it goes to 0 after the pass. He shuts it off. He starts
like you'll go down the track and it's kind of low. So I think 30 at 6,000, the whole tech does it. We're gonna go into limp mode. But as soon as the pass is over and does its limp mode, you see the oil pressure doing this, it's flickering, and then it just goes to 0. So I turn the car off at the end of the track while it's still rolling, and then turn it back on, and it gives me like 15 PSI, and then that's enough to make it down the return road. But this Vortec is amazing because I didn't hit the scramble on that one. I should have, but I didn't. So the car picked up a 10th in the 8th mile just off me adding 2 or 3 pounds of dome on the Vortec, and I did that with, I mean, it's simple, very simple, but it's reacting to it. So
yeah, I wish that fuel pressure wasn't doing that, man. What'd I say? Fuel. Oh, whoops. The fuel pressure is actually doing good, and the oil pressure is acting up again. This thing's fighting us hard, but I mean, it's doing good for what we got it set on and stuff. It's doing good, and if it wasn't for that oil pressure, man, we'd be running 5s today for sure. But I don't know.
And I think you're right, because I added 2 pounds of dome, which doesn't equate to 2 pounds of boost, but on the launch I added a little bit of power and it went about the same 60 foot. But as he's saying, the front end is probably spending too much time trying to lift up.
Yeah, I think
so
the front end needs tightened up.
So if we do make another pass, I'm gonna tighten the front end. I'm gonna put more boost to it. But if we don't, it's because the oil pressure is worrisome, and it's hitting limp mode before, like right at the cone anyway. So the mile per hour is staying the same even though it's going faster.
We're gonna see on the log where it's doing it out. I don't know if we should keep trying that or not. But I mean, the computer does save it. It sends it into limp mode. Chris already mastered this Vortec, how to pull the logs up and everything.
That's how you know it's easy.
I was showing him stuff on it, and
well,
one day, and he started, hey, look at this, look at this.
It's not like it's easy. It's just somebody's already set this up, so now all I gotta do is click things. So
wow, it went up to 12 pounds of boost on that one.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this fluctuation.
It spikes, don't it?
Kind of jumps around a little bit, but yeah, it saw 10. Well, that don't make sense. It saw 10.7 right there. Well, 10.2, 10,
on the brake
9,
it was 6,
10, 10. I don't know why it.
And it went up to 8.
Oh no, it only saw 10.
It went up to 10.
10.9 is the highest it saw, and then on the brake it was 5.8. Actually, when I let off the brake, did it drop when I let off the brake? Let's pull up RPM. I let off the brake, it actually dropped.
There's the RPM and the shifts. And there's the boost.
Yeah, so I mean the boost was about 11. 10. Yeah, well, that's 10.
He rolled it in on the tune.
Well, I didn't. I got it pulled up right here. All I did was this. So in the 60 foot, at 1.6 seconds, you should have added 5 pounds to wastegate, which isn't
about 10 or 11. With a 5-pound spring, 10 or 11 on this setup.
And then 2, so 2, it should have left at what? I don't know what it left at last time.
5 or 6.
I'm getting the camera in his way. 5.5. It left at 5.5. Yeah. So I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's spiking around a little bit. That might be normal.
Pull the oil pressure up. Pull the oil pressure.
I like that though. It's actually listening. Oil pressure. And we know the scramble works.
Yeah, and the scramble works. Heck yeah.
Well, that's not right. I think the sensor took a dump on you. Unless I clicked on the wrong one.
No, that's the oil pressure.
It's pegged out.
Our sensor's broken. Well, it shouldn't have went into limp mode then. Maybe the sensor's just bad to begin with.
No, the gauge reads wrong too.
Oh, the gauge reads it too. We got a manual gauge. Well, it didn't read the oil pressure for some reason. We'll have to check, make sure the plug didn't come loose or something. I was messing back there the other day.
Where's the... That's the right one, isn't it?
Well, I think we're going to call it quits, guys. We're going to go get a oil pump, a brand new Melling oil pump, and put on it and see if that fixes it. And then if it, we'll test it at Kentucky Dragway tomorrow and see if it fixes it. Look, the fuel pressure's going good. Voltage is dropping to 12 and a half though, but look.
Yeah, so the AFR on the first pass was like a 10.9, but it's starting to learn itself. And it's like 11.5, 11.3. And I think it's shooting for 11.5.
11.5, yeah, that's
so it just made one pass. And it's already getting that much closer.
But we're going to call it on this one, guys. 5-hour round trip. 4.5, 5-hour round trip. Make 2 passes, $50.
Well,
But
just ordered an oil pump. We're gonna go get that, and then we'll change it. We'll go index racing tomorrow.
yeah, we get 2 test passes.
So if it ran a 630 on 10 pounds, I'll give it like 15 pounds and see what it does.
Yes, sir. That's where we're at. Y'all, thanks for watching. That'll conclude this video.
And we gotta tighten up the front end.
And y'all, thanks for watching. And tomorrow, hopefully, we'll do a video on doing the oil pump, and then hopefully we'll get it done in time. And if we do, then he's running 6.0 in the 8th. We'll get it to run 6.0. I'm 100% sure. It'll run faster than that, and then I'll run 10.0 in the quarter.
I honestly think this car is capable.
5.5. I think it'll run a 5.5.
I don't think it'll run a 5.5 with that intake and that cam, but I think it'll run a 5.8 or 5.7 as it sits, and then we put a cam and an intake on it, which we're gonna do. Then I think a 5.5 is possible.
Just gotta get this oil pressure. It's fighting us hard, man. Fighting us hard. But I'm happy the way it's going. I just wish it'd quit fighting us on fuel pressure, oil pressure, blah, blah, blah. And now the oil pressure sensors went out or something. The lines came loose. I don't know. But y'all, thanks for watching. Have a great day.